morning, everybody. How are you? The devilishly handsome Ian Dixon. Good morning, sir.
Shut up, for sake. Jesus.
Good morning, strangers. How are you? I feel like I'm peeping back in after a little bit of time away. Because it has been absolutely effing mental. How are you lot? Come on, get in here and come and have a cuddle. It is so weird seeing that title sequence and me not looking like me. It's really, really strange. How is that? Like when you guys see that, it's like, is that even Danny? Like loads of people are new to the community. I can imagine you'll be wondering, like, what on earth is going on there? We are at the moment working in the background on creating something really special for the show at Wise Up Rise Up show. We're going to be revealing all in the next couple of weeks. So you're going to see a whole shake up to the whole situation, to the layout, to the to the title sequence and all sorts of stuff. And that is coming up in the not too distant future in the next few weeks. So you'll see us putting some teasers out about it over on Instagram, out on our reels. As part of our content marketing strategy. Hopefully that will be piquing your interest a little bit. But that's coming in the next few weeks. It's much, 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 much more exciting things to come and how you can get involved with the Short Wise Up Rise Up show as we morph into something a little bit different. So the Short Wise Up Rise Up show has been running now for, can you believe it, 3 whole years, where I have turned up every single mother chuffing week to show up, wise up and rise up with you guys. In order for us to get bigger and get better, we are moving house. We are moving home into a Patreon account where you guys can get involved in lots of different layers. So you can subscribe to the show. You will be able to subscribe to additional events that I'm going to be running, additional hot seats that I'm going to be running. It's really, really exciting. I cannot wait to share more of that with you. And it's going to be super duper poop scooper cheaps as well, to make sure that we can give access to as many of you as possible. And we can expand our team so that we can really look after you and you can get loads and loads and loads of value. Now then, speaking of piquing your interest, I hope, Nicola, if you're watching along, that you're going to like this segue. One of my incredible friends, Nicola Peake, who also spoke at Be Inspired, just gone and absolutely smashed it up, has been facilitating over the past few months an incredible collaboration book that talks all about connection. Now, you and I know that connection is key in a smooth segue. Like, come on, I'm practiced at these things. I'm shooting from the hip, but I'm still shooting fire. So as you know, community and connection are 2 really, really important values as part of the IATQB community. So when Nicola told me that she was bringing out this collaboration book, I was like, oh my goodness, let's big it up. Let's tell everybody about it. I know loads of you that came along to Be Inspired found what Nicola was saying about connection really, really helpful. And for the first time, actually, we moved away from considering what Be Inspired is in terms of networking, although it is if we put the actual label on it. But people feel so safe to come into that environment and connect with each other. Friendships are formed, relationships are formed. And Nicola actually creates that within her private members clubs and all through the tiers of her incredible products and services. Now, to come and talk to me like that's because Nicola is an international superstar now off of the back of Be Inspired, and also is on her own campaign trail for the launch of this incredible collaboration book today. We have one of the authors of the book joining us this morning. So please welcome to the show, the incredible Lisa Rhodes. Good morning.
Woo! Good morning, good morning, good morning.
How are you bringing the energy this morning, Lisa? I hope you're feeling good.
I am feeling so good. It is so nice to be with you guys this morning. And today is a really exciting day for us all. Like, we've worked so hard towards this day. We can't quite believe it's here. Like, blood, sweat and tears. You've written a book. It's hard work. It's not an easy journey, but we're here now. We've got it. It's out today.
Absolutely. I love it. So without further ado, Lisa, before we get into the nitty-gritty, show us the book. Is this so exciting? Budget over a little bit. There we go. Fearless Connection. Give us the subtitle. What's the subtitle say underneath it?
It says real life stories of entrepreneurs who made it happen.
I love that. And don't we all need a little bit of inspiration right now? Fearless Connection. So, Lisa, before we get into the book itself, tell us a little bit more about you. You were just telling me about your business in the backstage area, in a very posh backstage area.
It's about as posh as my bedroom. So I'm in my bedroom and you're in your backstage area. So my business is I'm the holiday property coach. I've got 20 years experience in the short-term rental industry. And what I now do is I help property managers and owners of short-term rentals to be unique, visible and profitable. That's what I do.
That's incredible. So you work with people who have got properties who let it out, like Airbnb owners, like that sort of thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing.
And exactly that. It's a
Oh, go on. I didn't want to interrupt you then. Go ahead.
It's a tough market. Like people have had people who've been in the business for a while and may have had a good couple of years in the pandemic, but it's actually a really tough market now to stand out and be different and to get those bookings. Yeah. And I recognize that, I've done it for a long time, and I recognize that people now need to really stand out and stand out for a difference. So that's what I'm helping them to do.
Absolutely. And there are a lot of people moving into this market as well, right? There's a lot of people moving into the short-term rental market as a way of generating sort of semi-passive income and what have you. And it's an incredible thing. So if you have been looking around at doing that, Lisa is your girl. So tell us about this. It's a collaboration book. I've been
collaboration.
Blessed. I've been really blessed I've been part of a collaboration book before and know that it's a real team effort. So we've got 10 authors that are a part of Nick's experience. Tell us more about the road to today.
So we all met in Peaks. That's how we all came together. We all have very different businesses. And what's really interesting is when you write your chapter individually, you haven't yet had visibility of other people's journey into business. So one of the things we kind of started with is how the hell did we end up here? How did we, as really normal people, end up running the businesses that we do? And that question kept coming through. So it was Peaks that brought us all together. It was Nicola that posed the idea, and we all like, goodness me, I never even thought about writing. I never ever, my 13-year-old self would never have believed I would have written a book. I don't profess to be an academic, and I always thought only academics wrote books. So I was like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm with you. I'm on this journey, and it has been a journey, and it's really amazing. I've read the other chapters, and they are, some of them just bellyache laughing. There's some of the writers are just they're all amazing, but their stories are all so different. The businesses are so different. You've got a leading financial advisor. You've got somebody who's created an app specifically for equine massage. You've got somebody who's Nikki Marshall, who's been our publisher. She has a bounce back story that is just incredible, how she recovered from a really serious stroke and has now got 3 companies that are doing really well. We've got Nicola and her business and her story through the pandemic, of how she started a business, actually having lost her job, created something during the pandemic, decided at the end of the pandemic she wouldn't do that anymore, and now she's doing something that she's really, really passionate about. And it just goes to show how passion and connection with people can make your business fly. Ultimately it is that connection with people that really helps your business fly. And I know that from my business. My business was international. I had a company in Cyprus for 18 years, which I started from the UK. I could never have done that and scaled that business without the people I connected with over the years that ultimately helped my business to be successful. So that's the thread that goes through this book in everybody's chapter, is that connection is really important in business.
I love that. And now more than ever, and particularly within communities like the IATQB community, having that source of inspiration from people who are creating and have created successful businesses. We always say, like, success leaves clues. And it's a really incredible way, not just to celebrate the achievements of each individual author, but to provide inspiration and almost like a pathway, like, because the authors are so very different, when you're reading each of these chapters, you'll get something a little bit different from each of them, right?
Yeah, well, everybody's given tips. One thing that's really nice is everybody's tips are quite different. When you read the chapters, one person's kind of learning, is somebody else's learning. Because what we want to do is make sure that people who are thinking about going into business or maybe been in business for a few years, realize that the journey is never straightforward. And one of the things that I always realize, is imperfect action is always necessary in business, because life is never going to be perfect in business.
You're going to be waiting forever, right?
Absolutely. And there will be challenges, and it's kind of, how do you overcome those challenges? You reach out to people, you ask for support, you get that support from people around you. You're never going to do it on your own, are you? I mean, you know that yourself. You've got an amazing team behind you. Even building a team, Zoe Bryn in the book, is amazing about how she helps people to create teams. Yeah. So, when you start your business, you might just be you, but actually, ultimately, at some point, you are going to have a team of people behind you, whether you contract them out as I did initially, or whether you employ them as I did eventually. But, that is a big part of your journey. You start with a vision, and how do you achieve that vision? And you do it, really with help of a lot of really good people behind you, family, friends, business associates, people you meet networking. That ripple effect of connections is incredibly powerful when you are running your business.
Yeah, because no business is an island, is it? Especially when you're a startup, when you are an entrepreneur, when you're having to be sort of malleable and flexible. Often when you're going on that journey, it feels very lonely. You're quite blinkered in terms of, you'll be running. Your family will kind of look at you and go, what is it that you're doing? How is it that you're building? Is this safe? Are you okay? Like, maybe you don't want to do that, and you're surrounded with that. So to have this sort of series of stories there that can prove that whatever adversities, whatever background you come from, that business is, it's a, for want of a better phrase, and I know it sounds a bit droll, but it is a roller coaster. And everyone who's in business has a story, but we make up about 75%, 80% of the whole of the UK economy. Entrepreneurs do. That's just incredible. So we need more stories like this to inspire our breakthrough artists to come through and see what's possible for them. And I think, Nicola, you'll agree, Lisa, Nicola creates these really brilliant spaces for people to grow their businesses like that. So for people that just get it, that just understand, that just know that yes, it's difficult, and we don't always have to explain ourselves, but we know how difficult it is. Sometimes just having the hands at each other's back, and Nicola creates these brilliant spaces to explore that, doesn't she?
She does, and I think the other thing is having a safe space to ask those questions. I mean, this will seem ridiculous to a lot of people out there, but when I hadn't even thought about running a business, I thought naively that because I didn't have a degree, I couldn't be a director of a company. That sat with me for years. Yeah. I can't own a business because I haven't got a degree. Actually, I've done better for not having a degree, because I've had to go through the hard knocks of real life to get where I am today. And this is my third business. So I would say to anybody out there, don't be put off by things that you might think are going to limit you, because actually the only limit is your own mindset about actually having the courage to give it a go and do it.
Lisa, when I don't want to give too much away, because I want as many of you as possible to go and buy the book. Go over to Amazon, go and buy the book. It's called Fearless Connection. It'll be under the author Nicola Peake. But if you go and find that, you can go and get it. If you do, we're going to pop the link up to purchase this. If you're going to get this, please do as well. Support our community. But this is a really incredible read. These are brilliant, brilliant stories. If you do go and get it, make sure, what we got to do, there's a competition, Lisa. Tell us about the competition.
So if we drop the link in, if you buy the book through the link, it will take you through to Amazon. You can also submit your confirmation of purchase, and you will be put into a competition to win some amazing prizes. One of them is a 12-month membership to Peake's Private Members Club. There are things like I put a one-to-one business consultation in, and a couple of other people have put some competition prizes in as well. So there are prizes to be won. But all support and all the love for this, because all of these authors, I think only one or two have written books before, are all new authors. So they've really put their heart and soul into doing this to try and help other people, actually. So all the love, very much appreciated.
And all the love shall be given. So
thank you.
Please assemble. Kylie Anna, you are incredible. We love you. She's put the link in here. I'm going to spread it across the platforms and make sure that I pop it into the title. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us this morning on the show.
Thank you, my love.
Show. Best of luck. I have no doubt by lunchtime it'll be an international bestseller, and on we go, inspiring people across the world.
You're amazing. Thank you, Danny. Love to see you, and love to see all your lovely people. Take care.
Take care. That was the fabulous Lisa Rose, the holiday property coach. If any of you are looking at getting a holiday property that you are wanting to let out, check Lisa out. She is a phenomenal coach with an incredible story that you can read all about in the book, which is called Fearless Connection by the incredible Nicola Peake of Peake's Private Members Club. So there's lots happening for Nicola at the minute. Please do go and give her a follow. Please do go and check out Peake's Private Members Club. I am a member myself. I know there's an event that's coming up in just a couple of weeks that you can get involved with. So please do go and check Nick out. Go and give her our love and support, and the rest of the authors as well. I know our incredible Zoe Bryn is a part of the book. And all of our other incredible authors. Thank you so much to Lisa for joining us this morning. So a little short one this morning. I'm gonna just check in. Now we've sort of talked about the book and what have you. Now, hang on one second. I'm just going to click some buttons. Now we've spoke about the book this morning, I wanted to just check in with you all. So it has been a funny old couple of weeks here at IATQB HQ, and I wanted to thank all of you that have been reaching out and saying, "Are you okay? Notice you're a little bit quieter. Notice you're not here as much at the moment." And yes, that is absolutely true. Now, that doesn't mean to say that in the background lots of things haven't been happening. So there's been some fantastic, really exciting things happening. So Thursday last week, for example, I was flown over to Belfast. I was hosting the National Startup Awards. I'll be in Newcastle tomorrow to do the Northeast leg of the tour, and some really exciting announcements to come out in the not too distant about some other massive events that I've been asked to host. So we've been squirreling away in the background, pulling everything back and throwing all the cards at the floor. And the reason why we've got to do that now is that as we level up into the next level of IATQB, so we're sort of starting to stare seven figures in the face, we're kind of looking, oh my fucking God, then we've got to start behaving like a seven-figure business, right? So we've been spending a lot of time as a team taking stock, understanding what we need, understanding that there are some recruitments that we are going to have to make. So even though I've been very quiet, I say very quiet, I know quiet for me still looks superhuman to everybody else, like I'm quite aware. And thank you so much to the support Beth Thompson, who is our marketing and comms director, and also to Clue Content for being such a part of our maintaining visibility while things have been kind of pulled back and we've been sort of looking at everything. So we've got 2 recruitments that we're going to be making in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to be actually actively holding interviews for 2 roles. One is an administrative assistant role who's going to be supporting our kind of board function. So supporting my incredible PA, supporting our business ops manager, supporting Beth and Wallace are all key members of the team to make sure that they can do all the things that they need to do and to kind of hold things together. So we're looking for an administrative assistant who is going to be a real integral part of the team. And we're also going to be looking for an in-house community manager. So somebody, ideally, who is from the community, who is already a part of the IATQB community, who wants to come and work with and for us, who wants to maybe move from being in the online space or being on the periphery of the online space to being a part of IATQB HQ as a member of staff. So if that is something that you would like to explore, then I would love to have a conversation with you. So we're going to have some dates for some interviews coming up in the next couple of weeks. We're going to have some job specs that we'll be able to share with you in the next few days. But yeah, we are actively recruiting and actively actively reaching out to our community for community manager. So that person is going to be somebody who is going to understand the voice of IATQB, understand my voice, understand what it takes to be a part of this community, and somebody who is going to be really committed to growing with us. Like, we are growing. We're growing big and we're growing fast. So we're going to definitely need somebody who's going to be with us on this journey and all in, and that administrative assistant role which is going to be sort of 10 hours a week. We're going to be really flexible with this. We really, really want people who are wanting to grow with us. So if that sounds like you or somebody that you know, then please do get in touch, make us an introduction. Anna and Dan are going to be holding interviews. Are there job specs, role profile, salary details that you can post? Yes, they are coming in the next couple of days. So just sit tight. I just want to let you guys know first so that you can kind of think, all right, is this something that I might want to go for? Is this something that I know someone who'd be incredible for? So we're not looking for people who want to be freelance. So we're looking for people who want to be a part of this team. So they're going to be employed within IATQB. So it's not like VAs that we're looking for or EAs that we're looking for. So we're looking to employ within the team. So yeah, there is going to be all of the details coming up in the next few days. So keep your peepers peeled. I just want to let you guys know, because when I made that announcement last week, we're looking to expand. I know some of you got really, really excited. Was like, is this something that I can get involved with? It definitely is if it's for you and we are for each other. But I want to put it out to the community in the first instance to see if there's anybody there and anybody here with us who knows and loves and, you know, just wants to be a part of this incredible, massively expansive growth that we're going to be experiencing in the next 12 to 18 months. So yeah, that's very exciting. In other news, very, very sadly, I know I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, my father-in-law passed away. So it's been a really difficult time sort of indoors and behind the scenes. And really, I've been trying to work out what's been appropriate to share, you know, what's appropriate and what's inappropriate. So there's been a sort of huge roller coaster going on at the minute that, you know, whilst in my heart, I've been feeling really sad. There's lots of exciting things that are going on and the business still needs to move regardless of what's kind of going on personally. So there's been this kind of battle in my head, like, do I really want to be going live on stories every day going, hi, Instagram, how are you? Like this, when actually that's not how I'm feeling and that doesn't feel appropriate for me right now. So it's been a bit of a dichotomy for the past sort of, well, say for the past 4 weeks, I guess. You know, as my incredible father-in-law, Neil, got progressively more poorly and eventually passed very quickly after a short illness. And then, you know, whilst we were in mourning, waiting for the funeral happened. And what do you do when you're in that position, when you have a relatively high profile job? And that involves a lot of social media, a lot of being live and active on social media. What do you say? What do you do? And the answer was, I was just trying to feel it out. I was just trying to be appropriate and be, you know, respectful and all of that sort of stuff. So forgive me if I haven't been as here as what I would like to have been. We're now kind of moving through that period of time together and kind of looking out as a family at what the next bits look like, and that means that frees me up to be much more visible and kind of be more the Danny that you know and you like and you love. Late bit here, double Danny today for me. See you and feel you on Sending Butterfly Kisses. Thank you, darling. Yeah, it's been a tough old time, and these things happen. And I think that when you are building a business in the online space or in social media or what have you, it's strange and understanding what's appropriate and inappropriate when these huge curveballs happen. And it was a steamroller through the family. What do we do? You know, I don't really want to or feel like being here with the pom-poms going when that's all happening in the background. And it's okay to take time sometimes. And when you've got the right systems and structures set up within your business, all I've needed to focus on is delivery. All I've needed to focus on is supporting my existing clients to start the, you know, onboarding them onto Be Heard, which started last week, and we're meeting again tonight, which is really exciting. Onboarding our Be Inspired cohort, getting things ready for the next exciting things that are happening. I've been able to focus on that because I've got the right systems set up for me to remain with touch points, right? So working with a company like Clue Content, who, if you haven't checked them out already, go and check them out. I'm filming with them again on Monday and Tuesday next week for our next 3 months of content, which is really, really exciting. But what that's allowed me to do is it's allowed me to be more present with my family. It's been allowed me to free Wallace up to go and be with his family whilst I've held the fort here. But it's a very timely reminder that having the right systems and structures and support set up within your businesses allow you to continue building, continue moving without it being to a detriment to yourself. So I'm a little bit tired still. I'm a little bit on the, that was a thing that just happened. And these are still things that are happening. So there's still a lot of travel going on. There's still a lot of things that are happening indoors. But having these systems and structures set up, having a team that are incredibly supportive are all absolutely necessary when it comes to building a business. And it's, interesting today that, Nicola Peakes releasing this incredible book with her merry band of incredible authors, Fearless Connection, that share these stories of how you create success. But how you create success is making sure that all the cogs are turning, making sure that you've got the right things in place, the right structures, okay, if I get served a curveball, what do I do in place? And what that has taught me right now is that we need that more than ever, and I need that more than ever. And thank God for having that kind of, I'm able to take a step back. I'm able to have a look at things. So I just wanted to kind of just share with you a little bit about what that's been all about. And thank you to everybody that's reached out. It's not something that I've made a big song and dance about. But thank you to everybody that's reached out. Thank you to everybody that's sent love or just an emoji or has given me some space. Please know that if you are a client of mine or if you are wanting to work with me, you don't need to give me any space. It's okay. All of the client comms come through bookings at imthequeenbee.co.uk. But if you need me and you're a client of mine, that never stops. I'm here. And that's why I never take on sort of thousands and thousands of clients at any one time. It's because I like to keep my cohorts small and tight, and we are family. And it's been lovely to have my families through all of my cohorts through me on this journey. And for all of you that are watching, like, what the hell is she going on about? Keep watching, strap in. It's a fucking roller coaster here at IATQB HQ all the time. In our strategy, we were talking about our 5-year plan. So I'm going to put this here. We intend to grow Be Inspired to a 10,000 person 3/4-day event in the next 5 years. It is our intention that we grow Be Inspired over in Sydney and New York to 1,000 person event in the next 5 years. So we have got some lofty, very specific goals that we want to hit. And we want as many of you to be a part of it as possible. So I said it. I said it out loud. And sometimes I have a habit of doing this. When I decided I was going to write a book, this is what I did. When I decided I was going to grow a business, this is what I did. When I decided I was going to be a singer and jack in corporate, this is what I did. I told you lot. I came out on Facebook or on LinkedIn and YouTube now. This is what we are going to do. We are going to be the place for breakthrough speaking talent to say this is where we started and to say this is where it happened. Very much like the kind of the Radio 1 BBC introducing In New Music We Trust sort of situation, and then attracting lots of different sort of celebrities and established speakers to create that really beautiful level playing field of incredible new talent, established talent, and lots of fucking fun. So there you go. I've said it. Now it's happening. The ball is rolling. And that's going to start with this Be Inspired coming up in September. We're going to be changing up the experience of Be Inspired in March next year to create some other experiences. That's why we're not putting the tickets on sale just yet to that, because you're going to be able to build your Be Inspired experience. So you're going to be able to access dinners with the speakers. You're going to be able to access the after party as an entity in and of itself. So there's lots of bolt-on experiences that you're going to be able to create as part of your overall Be Inspired experience as we get the foundations laid for that, ready for that massive, big, insane situation. Yes. There, I said it. It is a roller coaster. Strap in. I am buckled in. I've got everyone around me that's here supporting me. I am here supporting you guys. We've got this. We've got the membership that's coming out in just a few weeks' time. I'm hoping we're going to get hundreds of you in that because I am stepping up what we are offering in this space. So we're going to have a whole new look show at Rise Up Show. We're improving our production values. We're going to I have lots of guests from lots of different spaces coming in to speak to you. I've been squirreling away in the background, meeting some of the cream of UK entrepreneurial talent who are ready to come and share their bits and bobs with you. As well as all sorts of other exciting things. For example, the No Business All Pleasure gig that was just a couple of weeks ago, that's going to become part of the membership. So as part of that membership, you're going to be able to access tickets to those really special gigs, to those special panel events that I'm going to be running. So it's very, 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 very exciting. All right. So there you go. All the announcements, all the background stuff. As ever, being as honest with you as I possibly can, trying to speak from the scar and not the wound at all times to keep myself safe, to keep you guys safe as well. But yeah, all is well, all is good. All is very fucking exciting. Congratulations to Nicola Peake and squad today. Joining me on Friday is going to be the fabulous Nick Davies, who's got a book out on Friday. So I wanted to throw our support behind that book launch as well. So many of this incredible community have become authors. So many of my wonderful speakers have gone on to become authors. And it is just a beautiful thing to see and such a brilliant asset to have. If you haven't yet, and you're relatively new to IATQB and what we're all about, you can grab my book, I Am the Queen Bee, How I Overcame Self-Sabotage to Fly Anyway, and how you can too, over on Amazon. And there's the Kindle version as well. All right, the book launches tomorrow. Sorry, Nick. Nick, the book launches tomorrow. Bye, Nick. Nick is going to share that in the Hive tomorrow. But she's going to come on the show at Rise Up Show on Friday to come and celebrate what is no doubt going to be an absolute success of a book launch, which is tomorrow for Nick Davies, today for Nicola Peake. I love you. Have a fantastic Wednesday. I will see you all on Friday for more Showing Up, Wising Up and Rising Up. I will have come home very early in the morning from Newcastle, where I'm hosting the National Startup Awards, the Northeast leg of the tour tomorrow. So expect all the juicy backstage stuff back on my stories, where from tomorrow I will be ever more present. So you'll get all the juicy BTS there. Go and follow me at the Queen Bee Danny. And I will see you either on Instagram, on my stories, or on the Short Rise Up Show on Friday. See you later. Tra.